Growth is disrupting American e-commerce.
Discount retail app Temu a year to get to 51 million monthly active users in the US. That's approaching the 67 million user base that Amazon spent decades building. Temu gained ground by selling cheap goods shipped from China, like this $20 coat or $9 stainless steel water bottle. And it's positioning itself to be a bigger player in the US e-commerce landscape.
Anybody who's not Amazon is the short answer of who should be worried.
Here's how a one-year-old brand is keeping the e-commerce industry on watch, and how, just like Amazon, it's redefining what it means to shop online.
I legitimately don't understand how people like buy stuff from Temu, because like it looks so sick, and all the Instagram ads that I get, it looks so goddamn sick, like all the shit. But there's got to be a catch, and I just genuinely don't understand what the catch is. Like, what is it? Is it all just like stuff that they were gonna throw away or something? Like, what is it?
If you are an internet
People saying like it's like Wish. I don't know what Wish is either. I don't know what Wish.com is. I've never used
user,
it.
you'll see Temu everywhere.
In just over a year, the retailer has flooded social
My chicken plant coworkers love Temu because it's cheap.
feeds with curious consumers.
Is Temu a scam?
She's a serial Temu user.
I guess I'm known as a Temu girl now.
It aired ads at back-to-back Super Bowls and stirred up debate on how to even pronounce the name.
They're freaking.
I just don't get it because like, isn't this what Amazon is too nowadays? Like they just take like all the drop shipping garbage and post it on Amazon until everything is still being made in China. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. It's just like people will be like, "Oh, dude, it's really fucked up. It's like disrupting e-commerce." It's like, no, this is just like a direct way to get the. It's basically a more streamlined Alibaba where you don't have to buy in bulk.
Gaslighting you. The name of the company is Temu, not Temu.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'll ever say Temu.
For the record, the company confirmed it's now Temu. That confusion hasn't slowed the company down. It quickly acquired over 161 million monthly app users across the world.
It's pretty extraordinary. It's a speed of adoption we really haven't seen in the past online.
When I first wrote about Temu, we reported that it launched very quietly, and now Temu is the opposite of being quiet.
That omnipresence is by design. It spent $1.7 billion to advertise in 2023, and JP Morgan analysts estimate that Temu could spend nearly $3 billion in 2024. It can spend that big thanks to the deep pockets of its parent company, Pinduoduo, or PDD, the Chinese e-commerce company raking in billions annually.
PDD Holdings emerged out of nowhere when China's
Yeah, but now China wants to get rid of the drop shippers and people order straight from them. That's why they push so much ads in the US. Damn, dude. This is gonna kill a massive industry, and also the entire secondary market of podcasters that rely on this massive industry of drop shippers.
e-commerce industry was already dominated by two companies, Alibaba and JD.com.
So Temu's strategy of selling extremely cheap goods from China to build market share isn't entirely new.
They're just hoping to replicate its strategies that worked very well in China.
Other China-founded companies like Shein and TikTok are also making their mark in US e-commerce. But Temu sets itself apart in how it gamifies shopping online.
You open up the app and there's like a roulette wheel that you spin and you get a prize, and the prize is usually, here's a whole bunch of, dollars to go buy stuff. And then as you're searching through products,
There ain't no way this exists in China in the way that it exists, right? Like, I suspect this is yet another one of these fucking products that like the Chinese government would kill you if you sold in China. Like, if you were to do gambling e-commerce, the Chinese government would execute you on the spot. But then it's like, if it's America, they're like, very cool. No, definitely.
first off, you're amazed at how low the prices are, and then you see a ticker of how much time is left before, this offer expires or before they're sold out of that product.
That strategy has paid off. Temu amassed more users in 6 months than Shein has in 8 years. Research firm AllianceBernstein estimates that $17 billion worth of goods were sold on Temu in 2023. That helped boost PDD's market value 74%, allowing it to briefly overtake Alibaba as China's most valuable e-commerce company. In the US, Temu's growth is putting e-commerce giants on watch.
Temu and Shein's success tells us that consumers are willing to wait as long as the products are really cheap.
Temu says its standard shipping takes 6 to 22 days, while express shipping is 4 to 11 days.
Temu connects factories and wholesalers with consumers directly, cutting the
To be honest, I like AliExpress better. I got a Lego Trafalgar Law, and they even give an extra set of hands in case you lose the first set, 10-10.
middlemen.
Meanwhile, the biggest e-commerce companies in the US have been betting big on faster delivery. Amazon's delivery time has more than halved since 2022 to less than 2 days on average.
I wanted to let you know that the person who was asking about the representative for Inner Mongolia is a real person, just an older person, obviously, nearly 15-year-old account with 1,304. Wait, what? 1,340,000. No. I'm so goddamn dyslexic. 134,000 plus human tweets. Just no profile pic because old. 134,000. Yes, I'm so fucking dyslexic.
Other retailers are catching up, with an average of about 4.6 days in January, as Amazon sets the standard on speed and Temu takes on price.
Expect price to get more competitive. Everybody needs to focus in the e-commerce space about making sure that they've got a distinctive value proposition that appeals to a consumer, and not just the first time around, but has them coming back, for more.
For now, Amazon's hold on the industry is still ironclad, but the e-commerce giant has made some changes. In late 2023, Amazon announced it would reduce the fees it charges sellers for clothing under $20.
Some analysts believe that Amazon's move shows it's worried about losing suppliers as well as consumers to other platforms.
In a statement, an Amazon spokesperson said that the company reduced the referral fee to help drive and incentivize even greater selection for customers and competitive prices. But it's not just cheap prices and seller fees that's putting pressure on other companies.
Download the Temu app and shop like a billionaire.
It's driving up.
What billionaire is buying fucking $1 Legos and shit? Like, that's such a funny tagline. Like, who the fuck? What do you mean? Anyway.
Digital ad costs. That means it's more expensive for everybody in the space to acquire new users.
This seems like yet another one of these issues where like all the fucking e-commerce giants and everyone else is like pissed off that China is doing what they've been doing. Because like when you think about it, what Temu is doing is like predatory pricing, is undercutting the competition and like dominating the fold or dominating the field because they have the manufacturing advantage. Okay. And it's hilarious to get mad about this because that's exactly how Amazon became a monopoly on e-commerce. That is literally how Amazon did it. Every single time people get mad at like a Chinese company doing this shit, they're basically mad at the system, but because you can't get mad at the system and like demand regulation over the system because that would disrupt the American homegrown commerce terrorists, okay? Then you're just like, yeah, what we must do is ban the Chinese, which is hilarious. It's the same shit behind TikTok. It's like TikTok is a hotbed for misinformation. True. But every single fucking app is a hotbed for misinformation. You're just mad because it's the Chinese app that's doing the misinformation, and you don't have the same level of control that you would over like being able to bully like Facebook, being able to bully Twitter if you wanted to. And I don't get it. Like, it's just like, okay, well, fix it. Regulate it across the board if you genuinely want to solve the problem. Like, the major reason why I suspect Temu probably pops off now is because all the shit that you get on Temu, you get from a drop shipper on Amazon. I've complained about Amazon's dumbass drop shipper scourge many, many years ago in a famous rant where I was talking about trying to buy a fucking basketball. And it was like every basketball was like bow bow basketball. And it's like, no, I just want fucking a normal basketball. Okay? I don't want like Xin Xiaoping basketball that's like glow in the dark. Okay? I want the regular fucking Wilson basketball. And it was literally, that was it. That was like Literally all of the basketballs on there for all eyes to see is like directly drop shipped from China. And is this racist? No, there's first of all, which one is it? Am I xenophobic or do I dick ride China? And I would probably say I dick ride China a little bit on this spectrum. Okay, I'm infinitely closer to dick riding China than I am closer to xenophobia. Okay. Anyway, my point is, if it weren't for dropshippers, if there was like a higher level of quality that people were used to with a decent fucking price point, nobody would be like, oh yeah, let me cut out the middleman. But like I said, the more middlemen you cut out, the more podcasters you cut out. So I am joining the war against e-commerce on the side of Temu. Because guess what? No more drop shipping means no more dropship podcasters, no more crypto influencers. It also kind of sucks because like if you can't dropship, then you can't buy a subscription to the Hasanabi broadcast at the top of the hour, which is the only way that you can avoid a 3-minute ad at the top of the hour. So there's that. I'm buying all of these. Sorry. Wait, what? Sorry to contribute to the problem, but wait, what is this on Temu? Vintage Hasan Piker journalist. Hasan Piker and happy dog. Hasan Piker wearing headphone. Hasan Piker and happy dog throat pillow. What the fuck? Hey, yo. You have a girl over, these on your bed, she calling the FBI. So fun fact, all those dumb ex-Bojim brands on Amazon are because Amazon gave preferential treatment to brands that had a watermark. So sellers would create dumb names like that. The overwhelmed U.S. Trademark Office because of that dumb policy. Oh, that's awesome. Why do they put a Chinese name on it though? Half the time it's like a Chinese name. Like, isn't that wouldn't it be better for the drop shipper to name it like American basketball? I don't fucking know. Easy to get a patent at the office. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. The problem is that Temu is only the dropship garbage without the actual name brand thing you're looking for. Yes, you're not actually going to get it, but if you're getting a cheap-ass trademark, fake trademarked Chinese basketball, you might as well go to the source and cut out the fucking middleman. That's the whole point. How is Temu cutting out the middleman? They are the new middleman. No, the middleman is the drop shipper. Temu's getting it straight from the fucking source. That's why their prices are even lower than getting it on Amazon from a drop shipper. That's what I mean. So technically, it's a middleman on top of a middleman. They cut out one middleman. Capitalism is very innovative, folks. It's very innovative. In one field only. Finding new middle managers and new middlemen to create value out of nothing, to tack on an additional cost. That's the only thing capitalism is good at. The hell is this? Okay, that one I'm selling myself. You've outed me. It seems to me like people are down to wait 2 weeks and have even like a shoddier product overall, as long as they're getting a $10 discount.
No question that that Temu and Shein are having an impact in the market. I think those two players are almost single-handedly having an impact on the cost of advertising.
Those digital ads are especially important for e-commerce companies.
They need to be there on social media, making sure that they're right in front of the consumer to either purchase or to download the app whenever they're in a mood to go buy something or they're more intentional.
It's like a game of chicken, and for companies like Etsy that are not growing as fast as Temu, they cannot keep up with this level of ad spending at all.
An Etsy spokesperson said that the company is seeing a strong return on investment for its marketing costs, and the Etsy marketplace is profitable. That's the short-term threat Temu poses to its competitors. But in the long term,
what it's done is that it's actually changed or is changing the economics of what it means to run an e-commerce business. The existing incumbents in the global e-commerce landscape aren't just going to lie down and say, well, I guess we've lost the sale. They're going to have to make some hard decisions on whether they're okay to maintain that with lower sales volume or whether they want to be more aggressive in acquiring consumers and retaining those consumers.
But some analysts say Temu's stratospheric growth isn't sustainable. A Morgan Stanley report noted that the
Chinese news site 36KR suggests the company currently loses about 30 to 35% on every U.S. order. It only loses that much instead of much more thanks to how aggressively it pressures the cup prices to the thousands of third-party sellers it works with.
company's momentum is cresting.
So what we really now need to see is, can they drive that repeat purchasing behavior? And that's still very much an open-ended question.
Still, Temu has cash to burn.
It's willing to lose money to exchange for market share to acquire users.
Analysts estimate the company lost about...
Yeah, this is literally what Amazon did, okay? Until it became the monopoly. I wish that America would look to China and get the right lessons. Like, for example, not just cutting the Chinese out of the market, but instead fixing the market conditions itself. Or look to China and go, oh my God, look at how many fucking high-speed rail lines they've opened. Why are we getting lapped by the Chinese? We should do the same. But instead, we just look to it and we're like, no, we're not letting the Chinese come over here. And it's like, and the problem is you do it when it's far too late anyway. You do it. By the time you want to do it, it's like it's already captured the attention of the entire American audience, like TikTok. So now it comes with a major political price. And my point is, you should work expeditiously and extra hard to fix the market problems anyway. Whether it be Chinese spyware versus American spyware, how about no spyware? Like, social media can exist, but just regulate it.
$7 per order in 2023. In a statement, Temu said that its business model boosts efficiency and that the idea that Temu sells at a loss to gain market share is simply not true. But with explosive growth comes more eyes on the company and more controversy.
That junk was trash. The sizing is off. It literally looked like the pattern that I asked for was printed on it. I think only one thing actually looked like what I ordered. Everything else was trash.
Consumers have been concerned about the product safety and quality. I think selling really cheap products is the first step for Temu to acquire users.
Temu said in a statement that it works closely with our independent sellers to ensure that their products meet the required standards.
Yo, I'm sorry. No, this is like a buyer beware situation. If you're buying a fucking fake Stanley Cup for $1 and waiting 3.5 weeks for that shit to come in, yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, there has to be a catch, man. What the fuck? Yeah, no shit. I just don't get it. Like, what was your expectation? That it was going to be the real Stanley Cup? The fuck? That's the other thing. There's also essentially no returns. Yeah, that's the whole point. They're selling you garbage for $1. The real smart thinker is supposed to go and find the factory that makes the makes the Stanley Cups in China, and then, you know, tries to nail down that factory on AliExpress or whatever. But that requires, I assume, a lot more time and effort. You can essentially return anything? Yeah, dude. I don't think anybody's like, I don't know, dude. My $8 fake Stanley is pretty cool, and I wear Temu clothes all the time, and nobody notices. And it sucks to understand wanting to buy clothes from sites like these because clothes are so fucking expensive. I can't even afford to buy a simple outfit without breaking the bank, and I'm not really even that broke. I just don't. I don't know. Am I crazy? People are gonna be like, Hasan, you're rich. That's why you don't care. But it's like,
and the US government is already watching the fledgling company thanks to its Chinese ties. A 2023 report from a congressional commission called out Temu for concerns around data risks, exploiting trade loopholes, and use of forced labor. The company says that in regards to the trade loopholes, it is open to and supportive of any
people talking about use of forced labor. Okay, where are the dropshippers getting it from? The same fucking factory. Where's literally the same factories making everything? In China, the exact same factory, depending on how much you want to spend, is making the Forever 21 t-shirt blanks and also making like high luxury wear blanks as well. It's the same fucking factory. They're not like bringing in child slaves for, the Forever 21 shirts. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, this one was made by children. I want you to know. Okay, these are cheap because we whipped the children on this. The other ones are a little bit more expensive because we didn't whip the children. It was still children. And then this is the most expensive version because these were made by adults. They were whipped, but they were adults. And the most expensive one is the adults that we don't whip. Like, is that what you think is going on? No, it's the same fucking factory. Fun fact, the best nylon factory in the world was owned by Prada, which they bought after the introduction of their nylon handbags. When I order toaster, factory makes my toaster special. Everybody knows this. The official Stanley Cup already has lead in it. Yeah, this way you can get even more lead if you would like.
Policy adjustments made by legislators that align with consumer interests. It added that it considers privacy and security to be core functions of the platform, and that it's committed to ethical labor practices. But the company is still primed to keep growing.
I think that's what Temu, Xian, TikTok are really going to bring to the marketplace is they're going to force everybody to level up their game, and we're going to see who's real and who was just a pretender.
Yeah, Americans be like, you can pry that lead from my cold dead hand.